I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. I want to first set up the tone of our meeting together tonight by showing you a few still pictures from Martin Luther King's life. And the first one up is, this is the King family home. The Kings got married in 1953. And in 1956, they were living in this home in Montgomery, Alabama. And one night while Martin was out of town, this is what happened. So now I want to stop right here and just suggest to you, all of you, just to give a moment of thought. If this happened to you, let's say you were just a young couple and they just had a new baby, the baby was probably about 6 months old, and this is what happened. I was just curious, just keep it to yourself, but just think for a minute the profound impact something like that would have on your life. And that's what they experienced. But instead of, I mean, I can take, a typical conversation would be, sweetie, I think we should give up this business, you know, of civil rights. I mean, it's too dangerous, right? But actually what happened was it made them more determined than ever. And so what I'd like to talk about is that the reason I'm showing you these few slides before the main film is to show you a 8-year period between the time this house was bombed and only a short 8 years later, he was standing next to the President of the United States signing the Civil Rights Act. There you have LBJ, and who do you see right behind him? Martin Luther King was invited to the White House because, in my opinion, I think he shamed everybody. I think he shamed all politicians by spending 8 years making thousands of speeches all over the country. I mean, if you go look at the National Archives and take a look at the Bill of Rights and the Declaration of Independence, there's nowhere where it says it's only for white people. And, you know, just considering the hard conditions in the South, mainly, of racism and what they were experiencing, he just had he was listening to his conscience, and he had such a powerful resolve to pursue this huge inequity in our culture, in our society. And I really think of them both as the power couple, because through those 8 years, they stayed together and did their work, and they weren't doing it for any personal reasons of wealth or special privilege. I mean, if you look at a lot of the ministers that you're probably aware of, I'm not going to mention their names, but you know, they're worth $40 million, and they live in mansions and they have limousines. And Martin Luther King certainly had that kind of power, but he never made more than $8,000 a year, which was quite amazing. The only way they could live with any kind of dignity was that entertainer named Harry Belafonte gave them money to live on with some kind of dignity through that whole period.